Yeah, yeah, you can get, let's take it.
Okay.
Okay.
This is an interview with Frank Gibbs Jr., the Ramada Inn, Watertown, New York. It is the 23rd of April, 2003, approximately 10:20 a.m. Interviewers are Mike Russert and Wayne Clark. Could you give me your full name, date of birth, and place of birth, please?
Frankie Edmund Gibbs Jr., Woodville, New York, February 25th, 1918.
What was your educational background prior to going into service?
Seventh grade, as far as I got. School wasn't easy for me.
Okay. Do you remember where you were and what your reaction was when you heard about Pearl Harbor?
Well, I was working on a mackerel farm there in Ellisburg at that time. He told me after that happened, if I didn't want to go to service, as long as I worked for him, he could have me deferred. Because it was a big farm. Maybe you heard of him, H.E. Mackerel. He lived in New York City. He was the president of the Niagara Mohawk in Syracuse. And he had 6 farms there in the town of Ellisburg. And I worked for him on one of them. And he had been in his office 2 different times if I changed my mind or not, whether I was going to go into service or not. He said, as long as I can have you deferred 6 months at a time, as long as you're working for me. But I said, well, I figure I should go. I'm young and single and everything. I feel that. Well, he said, if you change your mind, let me know. So,
did you enlist or were you drafted?
Drafted.
You were drafted. Where did you go for your basic training?
Down to Georgia, Fort Benning.
Was this your first time that you were away from home?
Yeah.
How did you feel about?
Well, it bothered me a little bit for a while. Yeah.
When were you drafted?
April 15th, 1942.
Okay. Did you receive any specialized training at all?
Well, on a lot of different camps, yeah. I was in the States for 2 years or better, moving from one state to another for different kinds of training. Yeah.
What was your specific training?
Oh, machine guns and rifle shooting and mortars and well, several other things. I don't remember now just what they were.
What unit were you assigned to?
811th Tank Destroyers.
What infantry division?
I went to the front lines. One platoon, I would say, attached us to the 106th Infantry.
Did you go in? You went over as a replacement then?
We went in, yeah. We went in there. They sent us up the front lines with the 106th Infantry.
How did you get over to Europe?
On a big ship.
Were you in a convoy?
No.
Okay. When did you arrive in Europe?
We was 10 days going over. And then we just 10 days. We left on Labor Day of 44. Left for Boston, Massachusetts. 10 days later, we landed in France.
Okay. And you were assigned as a replacement then to the 106th?
Well, we weren't assigned to that until just before I was captured. Because we were an 811th Tank Destroyer. We were outfitted by ourselves until they took one platoon of us and shoved us up the front lines with the 106th Infantry.
Okay.
And moved us in at night, and next morning we were surrounded.
What were you given? Winter uniforms, winter gear? Didn't have any winter equipment at all. Did you have an overcoat?
I had done just what we had on when we shipped over. Ordinary clothes.
What kind of weapon were you on? Can you describe the vehicle, the tank destroyer vehicle?
Oh, no, I was a Jeep driver for
you were, okay.
company commander, for the platoon's commander.
Mm-hmm.
He's a lieutenant, second lieutenant, and I was his chauffeur.
Okay.
Drove a Jeep.
All
Then
right.
we had a machine gun right between us on a sprocket like that, a 30 caliber machine gun. And in between him and I was here and he was here.
Mm-hmm.
And the machine gunner was right behind us in the
Okay.
back seat.
Mm-hmm. How was your unit surrounded? Could you describe what you were saying? Was this your first action?
Yeah, we was trained during the night. They moved us into in a wooded area, and come morning, we woke up and we were surrounded by Germans. They had evidently they'd opened a trap somewhere, and the officer walked right into it, and nobody, I didn't know where I was going. I just went wherever I was told, and we got daylight the next morning. We started moving around, and then the artillery started coming in. We discovered we were surrounded by Germans. So next thing I knew, they were giving up. They were losing them right and left there, mortar fire and everything. Troops. So lost a lot of boys there.
Okay, how were you treated by the Germans?
I was treated all right. I didn't have any problems with the Germans.
Mm-hmm.
They told me I got along fine with them first time, brother. But the trouble is, we didn't have nothing to eat. They didn't have no food.
Okay, where were you taken after you were captured?
Oh God, we was on the march for 2-3 days through the woods, and had us in boxcars and shipped us way back into Germany in the wooded area where the camps were. There was P.O.W. camps back there in the woods. They had part of the camps was full of Russian boys, and the others was American boys. Russia had a bunch of troops in there, prisoners.
Were they separated from the Americans?
Yeah, a fence between us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they kept us separate from the Russians.
What was this, a Stalag? Which one was that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember which Stalag you were in?
Stalag 9B, Bad Orb, Germany. I got pictures of it at home.
Mm-hmm. How long were you there?
3 months and a half.
Could you describe your life in the P.O.W. camp, what it was like?
Well, we was laying around in bunks most of the time. There was nothing to do. You didn't have no energy to do anything because you were so darn hungry, no food. I lost 60 pounds while I was there due to the lack of food. But we couldn't do anything because we were weak. I wouldn't lasted too much longer. I was sitting down like this, I was stand up and everything turned black in front of me for a few minutes before I could see. I was losing strength all the while.
Were you given any food at all?
Well, all we had was, they called it tea, colored water. We got that twice a day, and that was it. No solid food at all.
What were sanitation conditions like inside the camp?
It was very poor.
Were you ever...
Didn't know no hot or cold water, but it was cold, no heat. They wouldn't allow us to have any heat.
Did you stay inside of buildings?
We were inside all the while.
Were you given blankets and so on? Or?
We had blankets enough, yeah, on the bunks there. And you can imagine our clothes that we had on, we wore them for 3 months and a half. We never had an exchange.
Did you ever receive any Red Cross packages at all?
Yeah, and after a while, Red Cross got in there, brought cigarettes and small packages of small food, packages of food. Yeah,
did you smoke your cigarettes or did you use them for exchange?
Well, the exchange for, a lot of the guys use them exchange for food. I did some.
Did you ever have any contact with the Russians at all? How were you moved at all around to another Stalag, or did you stay at that one the whole time?
Well, they took us out once and moved it out of there. They were going to move us back. They got us back so far, and they run into problems, and they had to bring us back where we were because they run into the, I don't know whether it was Russians or Americans troops, and they couldn't get to where they wanted to go with us because they were cornered off.
How were you liberated?
Americans liberated us. Our own troops liberated us. Just like, well, same as Easter tomorrow. It was the last day of March, Easter Sunday, and 45. And we went to bed that night. The Germans were in the towers. We got up the next morning, and our own MPs were in the towers. They had changed during the night. The Germans had gone, the guards, and our own MPs were in there guarding us. They didn't want us to take off. They kept us there until they got the trucks and stuff in there to truck us out of there. But the Air Force was just a little ways from us there. They had planes, and they trucked us out of there down the road for a ways to the airport. They put us on planes and sent us back down to France there where they had a hospital tent. And I was in there for about 3-4 weeks until we were well enough to take the trip home. And of course the Germans, we were halfway home on the ocean, and the captain announced that the Germans had surrendered. They'd surrendered on the way home.
Now, as soon as you were liberated, when you found that the MPs had taken over, did you get food right away and fresh clothing?
Yeah, the trucks started, kitchen trucks started coming in. But tanks come in first. And all the guys climb onto the tanks to get them sea rations. And they threw them out to the boys, what they had on the tanks. And just later that afternoon, where the 2-3 kitchen trucks come in with food.
How were you able to handle the food?
Well, they cautioned us. Take small amounts, and eat more often, but small amount, because their stomachs were shrunk up so.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but you read this, and I think you'll get most of your answers answered out of that.
Okay. Were you hospitalized when you returned to the United States?
No.
You weren't. Were you discharged, or?
No, not till the war was over, and waited till after Japan had surrendered. No, we got back to New York Harbor, and they put us into New York City there. They put us in the big theater, and the general gave us a big speech. He said, "You fellows are going home for a furlough." They gave us 62-day leave. Just when we got to the States, we went home for 62 days. 2 months we were home. And then, of course, I had 4 months' pay coming, and they give us our money, what we had coming.
Now, were your parents aware that you were a P.O.W.?
Yeah, my wife got the notice.
Oh, you were married when you were in service?
Yeah. Right, well, a year after I got to service, I got married. Yeah, she was notified shortly after I was taken prisoner that I was missing nights, and then shortly after that she got another telegram that I was prisoner of war.
After your leave, did you return to a military base then?
Yeah, I ended up the Lake Placid. The government took that place over during World War II, all that recreation up there, them places. We were up there. I was up there for a couple of weeks, recreation, when I come back. When I left home for 2 months, I've been home for 2 months, and that was the boys' recreation place. Then I was shipped out of there into Georgia to finish up till I got discharged in October that fall.
Were you being trained at all to go to Japan? No?
No, we were done. So when we got home, we were done. We didn't have to worry about any more war.
What was your reaction when you heard about the death of President Roosevelt?
I don't remember right now, to tell the truth.
Did you have any reaction when you heard about the dropping of the atomic bombs on Japan?
Yeah, they said the second one was all they wanted. The first one, I guess, done. The second one, really, I was told, done a lot of damage, and it didn't take them long before they surrendered. Yeah.
When you returned and got out of service, did you join any veterans organizations? Have you joined any now, or are you?
Well, I belong to the VFW, and also Disabled American Vets. Yeah, I belong to those two.
Do you belong to the P.O.W. organization? Belong to that also, okay. Did you stay in contact with anyone that you were in service with?
No.
Okay. How would you say your military service changed or affected your life? Do you think it had any effect on your life?
Well, I don't know whether it did or not. That's something you'll never forget. I'll never forget what I went through, I'm sure of that.
Did you ever use the GI Bill to buy a house or anything?
No.
How about the 5220 Club? Did you ever make use of that? Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for your interview.
Yeah.
And I'll copy